Penguin Random House Audio presents The House of Whispers by Laura Purcell, read for you by Elizabeth Knowelden and Christine Rendel. No voice divine the storm allayed, no light propitious shone. When snatched from all effectual aid, we perished, each alone. But I, beneath a rougher sea, and whelmed in deeper gulfs than he. From The Castaway, by William Cooper, 1799. Part 1. Hester Y. Chapter 1. Love is fragile, my mother once said. It can break. Maybe that is true for some people. Not for me. My love is a grasping thing. A vine I cannot extricate myself from, pulling me down. It is dragging me all the way to Cornwall, a county I have never set foot in before. Had I felt this chilling mist, perhaps I would have thought twice about answering the advertisement for a nurse and personal maid. But what choice do I truly have? I can never return to London. I must take the mail coach somewhere, and it seems appropriate to flee to the end of the country, a place teetering on the edge of the map. This is the bitterest winter I can recall. Too cold, even for snow. A world washed innocent and white might bring me some comfort, but no. This is the season of sleet and gunmetal skies. Everything is grey and cold. It is like purgatory, like my heart. Frosted branches scrape their fingers across the roof as we dash along, our wheels skating on the road. Not even the sour breath and body odour of my fellow passengers serve to warm the air inside the coach. An elderly woman who smells of chamber pots squashes in close to me. On the other side, a brute beast of a man is spreading his legs. Officially, the mail coach boasts room for but 4 interior passengers. However, this driver has squeezed in 6 of us. My arms are pinioned to my sides, numb. And we are the fortunate ones, riding inside instead of on the roof. The windows rattle in their frames without intermission. The sleet persists in its sullen patter. Shadows creep over the faces of the passengers opposite me, spreading like a stain. Only their eyes remain bright, gleaming now and then with a rodent cunning. It seems an age since we last baited the poor horses. My dry lips begin to twitch. All day I have been travelling with scarcely any relief. Dressed as I am in her discarded clothes, my appearance is one of respectability. It would not do to produce my hip flask now and draw attention to myself. It would be indecorous, reckless. And yet, my lips are very dry. I might risk it. I must risk it. Struggling against my companions, I manoeuvre my reticule from where it hangs on my wrist to the lap of my gown. The pewter flask inside bangs against my thigh. With practised hands, I line the neck up with the drawstring opening of my reticule and pull the stopper. The other passengers will see me raise the bag to my mouth, but not what it contains. Only a sip, swift and fleeting as the touch of a lover's lips. It is sufficient. Medicinal. I lower the reticule, refasten the stopper. Not one person marks it. Even without their scrutiny, I experience a flush of shame. Some inner consciousness that I have come to rely rather too heavily upon spirits of late. But alcohol cleanses a wound, does it not? Water races across the windows. Drear mist creeps through the cracks in the doors, an uninvited guest. Just now it seems to me that this must be hell, not a fiery pit after all, but leeching cold, and a yearning for rest never to be granted. Dead flesh, the marble statues overlooking graves. Both of these are cold. Finally, there is a shout from the roof. "New London Inn, Exeter!" Our destination, yet there is no check to our wild pace. Instead, there is an awful, high-pitched shriek. All at once the carriage spins. We are hurled against one another. The old woman beside me screams. As we jerk to a halt, I hear a crack, feel it tingle in my back teeth. The silence that follows is deafening. The man next to me clears his throat. "Most likely a sack of mail," he says, unconvincingly. I know it is not that. Shouts outside. The other 5 passengers stare at one another. I alone lean forward and listen to the guard cursing up on the box. His words ring like a summons, stirring something I presumed long dead. The old feeling of purpose. "Let me out!" I cry. "Move! For heaven's sake, move!" The hulking man barely shifts. I am obliged to climb over his legs and tug the door open. Cold air rushes in, burning my cheeks with its touch. I leap from the coach. I land heavily on my knees, grazing them, narrowly avoiding a pile of dung. The tight knot of my reticule rubs against my wrist. Although it is only late afternoon, the yard is fearfully dark. Everything is flavoured with smoke and straw. Our carriage is turned almost completely the wrong way, facing back towards the entrance of the yard. Thick black lines on the frosted cobbles show the pattern the wheels took as they hit the ice too fast. It is the guard's fault. He did not apply the chains in time. The carriage lamps illuminate wisps of steam rising from the horses, and beyond, inky spots of blood on the cobbles. "A surgeon!" someone calls. As I suspected, a passenger has toppled from the roof. He retains consciousness. His eyelids flick, and his lips splutter their pain. Yet no one approaches. A few ostlers stand in a semicircle, regarding him as if he is contagious. I should mimic them. Leave it be until a surgeon arrives to assist the injured man. But I have already broken my resolution to stay inconspicuous by jumping out of the coach. He releases a heartbreaking moan, and I know I cannot delay any longer. Pushing past the ostlers, I drop to my knees beside the patient. The aspect is not a pretty one. His head is cracked at the hairline, and hints of a meaty, coral-coloured substance frill the wound. If I do not intervene, he will die for certain. Clamping a gloved hand either side of the brake, I push it shut, speaking the words of comfort I have learnt by rote. Coppery blood hums beneath the stench of horses and wood smoke. "Hush now, I will help you," he groans. Nothing but a break can explain the angle of his right leg. I pray it is not an open one, for then he will lose the limb altogether. If, indeed, he survives the amputation. Glancing up, I see that the guard and the coachman have dismounted. 3 of the interior passengers have also ventured out to gape, but those travelling on the roof sit petrified. I cannot blame them. If I had seen this man tumble, I should be terrified of falling myself and sharing his fate. I recognize the portly man who took up so much space next to me in the coach. "You there!" My voice booms out full of authority. "Come here! Lend me your cane!" He stumbles forward, drops his amber-headed walking stick, and makes to retreat. But I, impelled perhaps by an unworthy sentiment of revenge, bark, "Now, the ties from the luggage! String, cord, anything strong! Bring it to me! Make haste!" The other 2 passengers hurry to assist him, their shapes moving back and forth against the shadowy hulk of the coach. Despite everything, I experience a thrill of elation. I have not felt this alive for many weeks. The patient's blood pulses.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?